What's good, Joe? We in the house, we in the studio, we hanging out, but we about to head over to the garden, pop into the tents and see what's good. Now, I got a few things we're gonna do today, guys, and one thing I always tell you guys about is not transplanting or up-potting those autos. But guess what? We're in a situation where we gotta transplant those autos. I know, it sucks, but it is what it is. So we're gonna try to do it with at least stress as possible, as little stress as possible, to make sure that we don't run into any issues. Now, these ladies have already started flowering, but we're gonna try to work some magic so we can get the best yield possible out of these autos. We got two of them. I didn't know they were autos. I actually thought they were photos. I don't know. Let's head into the grow room and see what's good.
Warning, this video is for scientific and educational documentary purposes only. We do not sell anything.
A few moments later.
So here we are, guys. We're about to pop into the veg chamber, see what's good, and as you guys can see, things are looking pretty decent in this veg chamber. We got a little bit of a forest up here, but let's see what's going on down here, because down here we've also got a little bit of a forest. Things are looking really happy, really healthy, and really great in the veg chamber, the top and the bottom. Now, this veg chamber is being powered by the Mars Hydro lights. We got the FCE 1500 in here. We got our oscillating fans in there, and that's pretty much all you guys would really need to have a little setup like this. Down here we got a light as well, oscillating fan, just the key essentials. But down here you guys can see we got quite a few plants in here. Looking good, but we got to get some of these transplanted out. But what we're really focusing on today is some of these, because I popped into the veg chamber and noticed, man, these plants are flowering, guys. These are flowering, and I honestly did not notice that they were flowering. I did not notice that they were autos, and I went through and topped them. You guys can see we topped them. Usually I don't top my autos, but this time I did not know, so we topped both of them. As you guys can see, the top right here, and shortly after that they started to flower. So we got these two methanes, and both of these are in 1 gallon pots. So simply because these are in 1 gallon pots, the pots are so small, we're gonna have to get them out of there, get them into new homes, and literally do a little bit of a transplant to get these ladies into something a little bit bigger so we can get some satisfactory yields out of these girls. Now, this is the veg chamber. It's putting in work. These plants we have done no training to them. Zero training, no training at all, no low stress training. We only did some topping, so you guys can see we got this top right here. We topped a little bit later than usual, and we got one LST clip on here that we just did some initial bending. So no real training at all on any of these ladies, but things are looking decent. So let's get these into the tent, and we're going to do a little bit of a transplant so that these ladies have the best opportunity to produce some really nice flower, especially considering the fact that they're autoflowers and they're already in this tiny 1 gallon pot. And I'm 100% sure, guys, that these plants are root bound. Look, if I pop this out, I'm 100% sure they're root bound. Yep, literally ready to be transplanted. So we're going to try to do this with at least stress as possible to not cause any issues with these ladies. So let's get them out of here and let's go, Joe. So we're about to pop into the tent, see what's good in the flower tent, right? We got a few ladies in here, but we're about to put the autos in this tent, so it's going to help make things just a little bit easier when it comes to showing you guys what we got in here. Now, we set things up a little bit differently. We got that nice little banner up there. We also got these two cherry palomas in here, which are 100% ready for harvest, guys. Beautiful ladies, absolutely stunning. But these girls are definitely ready to come down, ready for harvest. And then in the back here, we got this one, which I was showing you guys. It has some nanners down here, so we actually may go ahead and chop these ladies down as well. You guys can see some nanners bunched up on there, and the higher up we go on this plant, the more nanners that we are noticing. So it's 100% a risk to keep a plant that has nanners on it. You can pluck some of them off, but they probably will form again. So what we're going to do is literally leave this for a couple of days, just see how it turns out. We're most likely going to have to chop that one down. These palomas, absolutely stunning. No nanners, no intersex traits, nothing like that. Just beautiful, beautiful flowers and amazing colors. So I'm really happy with how some of these are turning out, guys. But what we're really here to do is show you guys what we got in this tent. And in this tent, we got a little bit of magic going on. So let's bring the autoflowers in so we can have a little bit of a transplant session, get some more magic going on. Let's go. So now real quick, some of you guys may know, but we literally dropped a bunch of new strains for 420. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but one of them is the slurry pie, guys. That's the slurricane crossed with the tongue splasher, crossed with the banoffee pie. It's absolute fire. So you guys make sure and grab them. Don't snooze on me. You can still use that code iCan420, grab a discount on it, grab a special discount. But it doesn't stop there, guys, because we also got the Cali couch lock, and this is absolute fire. If you're looking to get couch locked, this is what we're talking about. And I got some more packs of them too. Check them out. We got, man, the packs just falling everywhere, man. So don't snooze on them. We literally got that Cali couch lock. And last but not least, definitely not least, is that Paloma punch, guys. We also got that Paloma punch on deck. Absolute fire. So yo, new packs, new genetics, new year, tap in, absolute fire. Same fire. Don't snooze on it, guys. Grab them and use that code iCan420. And if you're watching when that code is deactivated, use the regular code icanthc. We'll hook you guys up. Don't know. So yo, someone asked me recently about whether I prefer fabric pots or plastic pots, and the truth is, guys, I prefer plastic pots because they dry out less fast. They actually are, and yo, personally, I prefer plastic pots. You can just pour that water in, let it drink, no water runs out of the sides or anything like that, and it's just a lot faster when it comes to watering your ladies, man. You don't have to be as precise when it comes to letting the water really soak in. You can just pour it in and let that baby drink, and that's exactly what we're doing right here. That baby gonna drink. So for me, guys, I honestly prefer fabric pots over plastic pots. No competition. Oh man, alright yo, so here we are. We got our two autos, and just a quick breakdown on autos. Autos really don't like a lot of stress, guys. They go from seed to harvest really quick. I'm talking about 3 to 4 weeks. These babies will start to flower. And as you guys can see, these babies have already started to flower. We got pre-flowering pistils on them long before we actually notice any of these bud sites forming. So that's something that you guys will notice as well. Now with these pre-flowering pistils, we actually saw them emerging within the first 2 to 3 weeks. So really soon after the veg stage has started, these ladies started to get into flower stage. Now we also topped these ladies, and that may be part of the reason why they actually were sent into flower a little bit earlier. Sometimes topping your autos can trigger early flowering. Now what we're going to do is try to reduce the amount of stress that we actually put on these ladies throughout the transplant process. And what we got right here are some 3-gallon pots. So we will be going from 1 gallons to 3 gallons. These are 3-gallon squats. So that means they're a little bit shorter. They're not as tall. Now typically when it comes to autos, you want to have longer pots, taller pots, because those tap roots can really stretch down. And a lot of people say it's at that point when the tap root actually hits the bottom of the pot that your plants will start to flower. And as you guys can see, this is a pretty short pot. It's a 1 gallon. So probably that may have been part of the reason why this started to flower. But truth be told, they usually flower after about 3 to 4 weeks anyway. Now first things first, guys, what we're going to do is fill these pots, get them ready for the transplant. Now what I'm using for my medium is reused and re-amended Pro Mix. This is literally Pro Mix that I used for my last run. After my harvest, I got the Pro Mix out, separated the roots, and here we are. Alright y'all, so for the most part, we've prepped these pots. Now what we're going to do in terms of amendment is add a little bit of the iCan Veg Pack and the iCan Flower Power. These are some really great organic amendments, and they work fantastic. Now because these plants are autos, we don't need a whole lot, but what we're going to do is add a little bit of the Veg Pack as well as the Flower Power, just so that the plant has a little bit of that veg nutrient as well as that flower nutrient. Now typically you want to go about 1 tablespoon per gallon of medium, and we got about 3 gallons, so I'm just going to try to eyeball this as best as I can. All you need to do is literally sprinkle a little bit into your plant pot, or you can top dress. Alright y'all, so we got both of our mediums amended and ready for transplant. Now like I said, autos don't like to be stressed out, guys, so you want to be really careful with how you do this. Squeeze around the sides as much as you can so that the medium and the roots actually separate from the pot. Anything that's stuck to the pot can kind of break away from it, and that way you can actually get it out a lot easier. I also just tap the bottom like that, because the bottom is usually where it gets stuck. It's pretty easy to just squeeze around the sides. And once you do that, you want to lift it out very gently, not stress the roots out at all. Now, typically with my other transplants, I would literally get at the roots, break it apart so that they can spread out. But in this situation, we're not doing any of that. We're just going to gently plop it down in this pot. Really gentle, easy, and no stress. Now, I want to show you guys a pro tip. So I'm just going to slip that back into the pot, and I'm going to put the entire 1 gallon pot into this 3 gallon pot, and I'm pretty much going to transplant it in the pot. Check it out. So right here, guys, this is an easy way to transplant without stressing your ladies out. What we're going to do is backfill. We're going to leave this 1 gallon pot in the 3 gallon pot. We're going to backfill, fill all around here, and then we're going to take it out. It'll have a perfect hole, and we're going to slip this plant into the hole. Wait, pause. Now this method may appear just a little bit messy because of how you got to get that medium in around the pot, but all you got to do is just sweep this stuff up afterward, and you can actually save a lot of that medium. Now, just for the purposes of showing you guys this is pretty much what we got, and I think we should be good to go to do this transplant. Now, what you want to do is literally pack this in, make sure it's nice and firm around your pot. Remember, we're going to be taking this whole pot out, and you don't want any medium to fall or slip. So we got it in, we take that pot out, you guys see we got a perfect hole in there right now. And now what we can do is squeeze around the sides, pull this out really nicely, and then it slips in perfectly just like that, guys. Absolutely easy way to transplant. Easiest way to transplant your autos. No stress, no concern about any issues, and no bad luck for your ladies, because they're going to be happy in this new home. Check that out, guys. Easiest way to transplant your ladies, especially those autos. We got another one, so let's go ahead and get this one done too. Now, as you guys can see, we made a little bit of mess in the grow tent, actually quite a bit of mess, but a lot of this medium that fell on the floor of my tent, I can just sweep it back up and reuse it again. It's really that simple, guys. It doesn't take a whole lot, especially if your tent's relatively clean, you ain't got a whole lot of leaves and bugs and stuff on the floor of your tent. You can definitely sweep it up and reuse it. You don't want to just be throwing away that medium anyway. And I literally cleaned this tent out just a couple days ago, so I know things are pretty clean in here right now. So alright, y'all, things are looking pretty decent now that we got those transplants done. You guys can see right here we got this one transplanted, and we also got this one transplanted. Now these are the two methanes. Two methane autos by Gnome Automatics. I literally thought they were photos, so I planted them in a 1 gallon pot. Actually, I started these off in a solo cup. So here we are. We started these autos off in a solo cup, transplanted them once into 1 gallons, and transplanted them again into 3 gallons. And now we got them in flowers. So we're going to see how these ladies progress. We will keep you guys updated. But as of right now, they're actually looking pretty decent in flower. Really early flower, but looking pretty decent. So we cannot complain too much right now. So I can't complain too much right now. But one thing is for certain, and it may be that these ladies may have been a little better off if we did not do the transplant, but all in all, they're still looking pretty decent. So we got this one, and we got you guys hanging out with us.
298 frozen patties later.
What's good, Joe? So it's probably been about a week since we transplanted those autos, and in case you guys don't realize where I am or can't figure it out, I'm literally hanging out in the shower, guys. The shower that we converted into the little makeshift grow space. But it's working out pretty decent. So right next to me, I got one of those autos. That's the Methane by Gnome Automatics. Shout out to the boys over there. But this is a pretty nice girl. She's turned out to stack a little bit more than I thought she would, which is great. I'm really excited to see that. And we also got another one over there. So what I'm gonna do is get up out of this shower right now and quit playing the fool with you guys and set this other girl back down on the chair, because what we got right here, guys, is a little bit of a stool just for elevation, because I don't want it to be too low to the ground. I don't have a whole lot of height up here when it comes to this light, so what we're trying to do is just make sure that we get it elevated so that we have a decent amount of light and distance between the canopies, so that way we can really maximize what's going on. But let's get in and show you guys sort of what we got cooking right here. So like I said, these are the two autos which we have transplanted. They're both in 3 gallon pots. So we got the Methane A and the Methane B. Let me stretch over here and grab this other one, the Methane A and the Methane B. So we got both of them, and they're pretty even so far, like in terms of just the phenotypical expressions, they're pretty even. Like they look pretty similar in terms of the size and all that. And you guys would remember we topped both of these, but that's about it. We haven't done a whole lot of low stress training or anything like that. I think I may have thrown on one LST clip like right here, but that's about it. This one's not got any. So we're looking pretty decent now. Let's get in and show you guys what the actual flowers look like and see how they're coming along, because they're progressing pretty decently. You guys can see a little bit of frost on there and stuff like that. Now we haven't been doing a whole lot when it comes to actually feeding these girls, other than just letting them run on the iCan Organics, the veg pack and the flower power, and these autos are pushing through pretty decent. So I would say that these autos right now are on about week 6 of its life, maybe. You know, I think about week 6 probably, and things are looking pretty decent. And like I said, we got these, started them off in solo cups, which we should not have done. Then we also transplanted them, which we also should not have done. And we also topped them, which we probably should not have done. So let me know what you guys think about that. Do you guys top your autos? Do you guys transplant them? Do you guys do any of that stuff? Drop in the comments and let me know. But check this out, guys. What I want to show you guys is how all these nugs looking pretty hairy so far. Pretty hairy like my hair. But check this out. It's pretty hairy so far. It's getting a little bit out of focus, so let's focus. Right, looking good now, guys. So it's a little bit more hairy than I thought it would be, but we'll see how it progresses, because other ones are looking like they're actually chunking up pretty nice, like this one. And if we were to go over here, you guys can see some of these ones looking pretty decent too. Now these are autos, guys, you know, so they're not photos in the sense that I'm not able to really do a whole lot to them and a whole lot of training. And what I found was pretty neat is that, check this out, guys, check this out. We got triple serrated fan leaves right here. Now this is something I found pretty interesting, and I usually see with more like monster crop plants, or sometimes with ruderalis, but not all the time necessarily. But I found this pretty cool. There's so many of these 3-leaf serration, the 3-finger leaves. You guys would know what I'm talking about on both plants. Like they're pretty much made up of a lot of 3-finger leaves. Obviously we got some of the 5s like these ones right here, but these ones are really pronounced in terms of the 3-leaf serrations, guys. Really pronounced. Check this one out down here too. Really pronounced in terms of the serrations. Now we got a little bit of a surprise for you guys. We're going to show you guys a new addition to the garden, but before we do that, what I wanted to do was not only give you guys an update of what's going on in here in the auto shower, let's call it the auto shower, guys. The auto shower, but I'm also going to show you guys what's going on in our dry tent, because we got a couple things going on. We got a couple plants drying, we got a few things that we want to show you guys. So we're going to show you guys what we got going on in the tent, a quick little update of what's going on in the flower tent. So let's go ahead and show you guys real quick, just a quick little update. Lights may be off, or are they actually just about to turn on? I don't know. We'll see. Let's tap in. Say hello. Say hello. Say hello. What's going on, little dog? See what's going on? Say hello. Excited? Excited? Tell the iCanFAM hello. 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 Tell the iCanFAM hello. Tell the iCanFAM hello. Does your daddy smoke a lot of weed? He probably does. You think so? Where are you going? Alright, Joe, so here we are in the flower tent. We can't stick around in here for too long because the lights are literally about to turn off. But you guys can see we got a couple different plants in here. We got one which is literally in flower up on screen right now. And we got one which is definitely not in flower, but it looks a little sleepy because, like I said, the lights were just off. Literally just turned on. But right now we got a few different strains in here and things are looking pretty decent for the most part, guys. Now what we do want to do is make sure that everything's dialed in. We got a few different plants that we literally just flipped to flower. Like for example, this one right here, we've just flipped this girl to flower. Her leaves are looking good. She's not got a whole lot of pre-flowering going on yet because like I said, we just flipped her to flower. So things are looking pretty decent in the flower tent, guys, and all these plants are in 5-gallon pots. So we got a bunch of different strains that we're running right now. We got the Slurry Pie, which is actually a brand new strain that I created myself. Some of you guys have grabbed that already. We also got the Blue Easy from In-House Genetics. We got this little pesky critter coming in here. What you doing? She's like, I'm gone. Get the camera away from me. So we got a few different stuff down here, guys. What is this one? We got another Blue Easy. So we got a few different stuff in the tent right now. We're doing a bunch of different comparisons. And what I wanted to show you guys is that we got a few different things in here at all different stages of flower. And that's just how you run things in a perpetual system. So we usually run them like a few in, a few out, a few in, a few out. And that's basically how we've been running it. Now, some of these plants, they were in the 1-gallon pots, just like the autos that we showed you guys earlier in the video, and we left them in there way too long, guys. So we literally went straight from the 1-gallon to the 5-gallon with a lot of these ones in here, and because of that, we're actually able to get straight into flowers. So I was like, you know what, screw it, I'm just gonna pop them all into the flower tent and see what happens. So later on, we're gonna take some cuts. So we have cuts of all these, so we know everything that we have. We can keep it running if we need to. We got everything. But yeah, we got a few other things to show you guys. So let's pop on over to the other tent because I got another 4x2 tent right now. But it may not be what you think. So let's tap in. So right here, guys, aside from this little pesky critter who's only following me everywhere right now. Nah, I'm just playing. She's super cute. But we got a 2x4 tent set up right here, guys. We've been using this as the dry tent. And we've actually not shown you guys, I don't think, this just yet. But we harvested a few plants recently. You guys will see about it on an upcoming video. So make sure you guys are subscribed. We harvested the Tahoe. We harvested the Palomas. We got 2 of those. We got 2 Slurricanes on here as well. And we've also got a double Hulk's breakfast. So we got a pair of them. We got 2. Bang, bang. So we got a few plants in here, and this is just really useful, guys. If you got a tent that you're not using, literally use it as your dry tent. That's sort of what I did here. I used some S hooks and hooked them straight up onto my Mars Hydro SP3000. So shout out to Mars Hydro. They got some dope lights. I've been running this Mars Hydro for a really long time now, but it's got these little grooves in it that you can literally just slip these little hooks straight into and hang your ladies on. So I mean, it comes in super freaking handy. And I'm also running the Mars Hydro carbon filter and exhaust system right now, and it is in fact running while the plants are in here, just to keep the smells inside the tent so nothing goes out, but also just to maintain the climate controlled environment. So climate controlled, bro, climate controlled, climate controlled environment, guys. So for the most part, I left all of the plant matter on there, but now this is a really old school way of drying. It's a proven method, but I got one of those brand new dry tents that I'm about to get set up. So we're going to see how that works, because it's always cool to try new things, and I'm looking forward to trying the dry tents, which actually I think have a little spinny thing and stuff like that. So we'll see how it works, but for now, we just got these thrown in here, and these are about I would say maybe between 2 and 3 weeks in terms of dry. And for me, I don't necessarily go in and do the branch snap technique. I just sort of like give my nugs a little feel and see how dry they are, and that gives me a good gauge as to the moisture content, because different branches, depending on the size of the nug, whether it's the top or the bottom, they may dry at different speeds, and that's just something I found. So we're just giving you guys a quick little update and look in the dry tent, and that's what's really going on. And what's going on down here is that we got a cute little friend. Oh, I think she just peed on the carpet again, bro. So here we go again. One of those things you gotta do when you have a puppy, right? Now we got these 2 ladies right here that we're going to be harvesting pretty soon. These 2 Palomas, and we're also going to be cutting down that berries and cherries London pound cake in the back there, because it got some nanners on it. Now I don't want you guys to miss when we harvest these ladies, so make sure you guys are subscribed. And if you guys want to find out more about growing that fire, then check out any episode on screen right now, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace, fam.